Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's video we are going to be making this Hermione inspired crochet doll from Harry Potter. This will be part 1. In part 1 we will make we'll make this total doll right here. We are going to start with the arms and then we'll move on to the head. Attach the arms when we get to the neck, do the body, and then continue on with the legs. So it is pretty much all no-sew except for when we come and put her hair cap on and her eyebrows and mouth. This video is a crochet along, so I will be doing every stitch with you. If at any point along the way you get stuck or lost, there will be a drop-down menu with instructions for about 15 seconds for at the beginning of every row. If you enjoy this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified when I load new videos. You can also hit the like button or leave me a comment to let me know what you thought of this video. I think that's it, so let's get started. Okay, so for the arm, you're going to pick whatever color you're using as a skin color, and you're just going to make a knot with a loop on the end. You can also use a magic circle if you prefer to do it that way. And we are just going to put our hook in our loop, grab our yarn, pull up and through and do one chain, and that is just going to secure our yarn to our loop. It does not count as a stitch. And for round 1 we are going to put 6 single crochets into this loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now grab a stitch marker if you are using one. For round 2, we are just going to increase in each stitch around for a total of 12. So you'll be putting 2 single crochets in each stitch all the way around. So 1 and 2 in the first stitch, 3, and 4 in the next stitch, 5 and 6 in the next stitch, 7 and 8, 9 and 10, and in the last stitch 11 and 12. For rounds 3 to 5, we are just going to do 12 single crochets all the way around. And I'm going to be counting consecutively because it'll be 3 rows, 3 times 12. So I'll be doing 36 single crochets and then flipping my stitch marker every time I hit a set of 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, oh, I'm having a time here, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So that was one row. Flip your stitch marker. Now I'm going to keep on counting consecutively. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, so that's 2 rows. Flip your stitch marker if you're using one, and keep on counting. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, I must have counted wrong, 35, and 36. For round 6, we are going to do 1 single crochet and 1 increase or decrease for a total of 8. So 1 and decrease for 2, 3, decrease for 4, 5, decrease for 6, 7, and decrease for 8. And don't finish this last stitch because we are going to do our color change for the sleeve. So grab your light gray and you're just going to tie that on. This will leave a tiny little step. If that does bug you, then you should tie off your skin color and then reattach your gray. But it's not really noticeable, especially if you're making the cape. You won't even know any difference. So, okay, pull that gray color through to finish off that last stitch. And we are going to start rows 7 to 14, which are going to be 8 single crochets all the way around, and that's 8 rows. So because I'm not using a row counter, I'm just going to make it 2 sets of 4 rows. This is going to sound confusing, but so I'm going to do 8 times 4 for 32, which is 4 rows. 8 times 4, which is 32, which is another 4 rows, which will equal 8 rows. You can go ahead and do count by rows if you want. I just find this to be easier. So we're going to 32. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's the end of a row. Flip your stitch marker if you're using one, and I'm going to keep counting consecutively. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, so that's another row. Flip your stitch marker. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So that's another row finished. Flip your stitch marker. Uh, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. So that was our first set of 4 rows, and we have 4 more rows to go. So I'm going to start counting back at 1 again. You can keep going. What is that? Is it 64 you'll need total? I'm going to go to 32. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 1 row done. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, that's our second row, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, that's our third row, and 1 more row. 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, 5, I did this wrong now, 6, 7, and 8. I started counting it in 8s instead. If you're wondering why I don't do 64 and just do them all, it's like how often can you do 64 stitches without being interrupted? So I just split them up into 32s. Okay, now we're going to put a little bit of stuffing in the bottom part into the hand. Probably not too firm, kind of soft and squishy, because people's hands are a little flatter than so I just put like about that much in. When you do your next arm, make sure you keep the stuffing about the same. And then once you have enough stuffing, you're going to fold your piece in half, and you're going to put 3 single crochets across the top, making sure you're in both sides and under both parts of the V. So there's your one V there. Here's your other V here. This is your loop on your hook here. So you want it to look like this. And you're just going to go 3 across and give this a tug if it's loose. That'll help keep your arms less floppy when you attach them. And then you're just going to tie off. In the next frame, there will be a timestamp to bring you back to the beginning to do the second one. If you're on your second one, just keep on watching and skip past that, and we'll move on to the head. To begin, we are just going to make a loop as if we were going to start a chain. So just wrap it around your finger, down and through. We're going to be putting 6 single crochets in there. So make it about just a little bigger than your hook. And we're going to put our hook in the loop, grab yarn, pull through, and just do 1 chain to secure our yarn to our loop. And that does not count as a stitch. So for round 1, we're going to do 6 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Grab your stitch marker if you're using one, and I'm just using a piece of thread. And for round 2, we're going to do 6 increases, so that'll be 2 stitches in every stitch around. So first increase, 1 and 2, increase 3 and 4, increase 5 and 6, increase 7 and 8, increase 9 and 10, and our last increase 11 and 12. Flip your stitch marker, and for round 3 we are going to be doing 1 single crochet and 1 increase for a total of 18, and we'll repeat that all the way around. So 1, increase 2 and 3, and then repeat that sequence, 4, 5 and 6, 7, increase 8 and 9, 10, increase 11 and 12, 13, increase 14 and 15, 16, and our last increase 17 and 18. For row 4, we are going to do 2 single crochets, 1 increase, and repeat that all the way around. 1, 2, and our increase, 3 and 4, 5, 6, increase 7 and 8, 9, 10, increase for 11 and 12, whoops, 13, 14, and our increase 15 and 16, 17, 18, increase 19 and 20, 21, 22, and our last increase 23 and 24. Row 5, we're going to do 3 single crochets, 1 increase all the way around, and repeat that for a total of 30. So 1, 2, 3, and an increase, 4 and 5. Repeat that over. 6, 7, 8, and an increase, 9 and 10. 11, 12, 13, and an increase, 14 and 15. 16, 17, 18, and an increase for 19 and 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24 and 25, 26, 27, 28, and our last increase, 29 and 30. Row 6, we are going to do 4 single crochets, 1 increase, repeat that all the way around for a total of 36. 1, 2, 3, 4, increase 5 and 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, increase 11 and 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, increase 17 and 18. 19, 20, 21, 22, increase 23 and 24. 25, 26, 27, 28, an increase for 29 and 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, and an increase, 35 and 36. Whoops. For round 7, we're going to do 5 single crochets, 1 increase, repeat that all the way around for a total of 42. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and our increase 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, increase 13 and 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, increase 20 and 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, increase 27 and 28, 29, whoops, 30, 31, 32, 33, and our increase 34 and 35. This should be our last set. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, and our increase 41 and 42. For rows 8 to 14, we are just going to do 42 single crochets all the way around, and that'll be 7 rows. I'll do the first row with you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, maybe yarn is catching here, 38, 39, 40, 41, and 42. Okay, so that would have been row 8. So you're just going to keep continuing on, row 9 to 14. So that'll be 6 more rows, and I will come back and catch you up when we're ready to start row 15. Okay, you should be ready to start row 15, which is going to be 5 single crochets and 1 decrease, and you'll repeat that all the way around for a total of 36. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll do a decrease for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, decrease for 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and a decrease, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, decrease 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, decrease 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, whoops, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36 is a decrease. Row 16 is going to be 4 single crochets, 1 decrease all the way around for a total of 30. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is a decrease. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is a decrease. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is a decrease. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 is a decrease. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 is a decrease. 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30 is a decrease. Row 17 is going to be 3 single crochets and 1 decrease all the way around for a total of 24. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 is a decrease. 5, 6, 7, 8 is a decrease. Oops. 9, 10, 11, 12 is a decrease. 13, 14, 15, and 16 is a decrease. 17, 18, 19, 20 is a decrease. 21, 22, 23, and 24 is a decrease. Row 18 is going to be 2 single crochets and 1 decrease for a total of 18. 1, 2, 3 is a decrease. 4, 5, 6 is a decrease. 7, 8, 9 is a decrease. 10, 11, and 12 is a decrease. 13, 14, 15 is a decrease. 16, 17, and 18 is a decrease. Okay, you should have the head done and then your 2 arms, and now we are ready to start attaching the arms. So you're going to take this last decrease out, because we're going to change our color to gray. So you're going to do 1 decrease, and then add your gray. Just tie a knot in there a couple of times. And then pull that gray through to finish the last stitch of the head. Okay. So to begin, you're going to do 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Then grab one of your arms, and with the string you left facing towards the front, you are going to do 3 single crochets through the arm and then through the head, and make sure you're going in the next stitch and not in the same stitch that you just went through. So 1, 2, and and 3. And make sure you're getting through both sides of the V on the arm and the head. Now we're going to do 6 single crochets, and make sure you're going in the next stitch and not the stitch you just put through the arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then grab your second arm, making sure the string is facing towards the front. And you're going to put 3 single crochets through the arm and through the head. Oh, my string. 1, 2, and 3. And then you should have 3 single crochets left. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that was row 19, and you should have 18 stitches around. And for row 20, we are going to do 2 single crochets and 1 increase, and repeat that all the way around for a total of 24. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 for your increase. 5, 6, increase 7 and 8. 9, 10, increase 11 and 12. 13, 14, increase 15 and 16. 17, 18, increase 19 and 20. 21, 22, and an increase 23 and 24. Okay, for rows 21 to 23, you're going to just do 24 single crochets all the way around, and I am going to do that consecutively, so it'll be 3 times 24, 72 stitches, I believe, and flipping our stitch marker every 24. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, so that's one row of 3. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, and that's 2 of our 3 rows. Keep going one more time. 49 and 50. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, and 72. For row 24, we are going to do 3 single crochets and an increase for a total of 30. So 1, 2, 3, and our increase 4 and 5, and then we're just going to repeat that all the way around. 6, 7, 8, and our increase 9 and 10. 11, 12, 13, and our increase 14 and 15. 16, 17, 18, and our increase 19 and 20, 21, 22, 23, and our increase 24 and 25, 26, 27, 28, and our increase 29 and 30, but do not finish off 30 because we are going to be changing our colors. Okay, so grab your red. And you're just going to tie that on. Remember, this will leave a little step. So if you don't like the steps in your work, you are going to have to tie off your gray and then reattach the red. The steps will look like this. So if you need those to be straight across, you're going to have to do it a different way. Oh yeah, leave your gray attached because we are going to use that again. Pull your red through, and you're just going to do 30 single crochets all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, whoops, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and when you get to your last stitch, don't finish it because we're going to change to yellow now. So leave those last 2 loops on your hook. Where's my yellow? And you're just going to tie that on and leave the red because you will be using the red again. And you're going to pull that through and finish the stitch. And then you're going to start row 26 is yellow. And it's just 30 single crochets all the way around, just like the previous row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, whoopsie, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. And don't finish that stitch because we're going to be switching to red now. So you're just going to grab your red from down below, cut your yellow. You're going to tie your yellow. I'm going to tie it to my red. You could tie it to your gray, I suppose. And then you're going to grab your red and pull it through. And now you're going to do 30 single crochets all the way around, just like before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30, and don't finish that one off because we are going to add the gray back in. So you're done with the red. You can cut the red. Now I am going to tie my red onto my gray. If you do that, don't pull it tight because remember your gray is still attached down there, and if you pull it tight you're going to scrunch this all up. So you just want to leave it kind of nice and taut across all your stripes. And give it a couple of ties, loose and then tighter as you go. And then you're going to pull your gray through and finish that stitch. Okay, row 28. You're going to do 30 single crochets all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Okay, so you've just finished row 28. You have your 3 stripes and then your gray. I am using the same video for Ron, Harry, and Hermione. So this is where we've just ended. For Hermione, we need to take out this one last stitch so we can change to a dark gray. So you're just going to go in, start your single crochet, and not finish it. So we can change the color. And I'm going to be leaving my light gray because I'm going to switch back to that after we're done her skirt and use light gray for her legs. If you are using a different color, then you can get rid of the light gray right now. So just tie them together a couple of times. And you're just going to pull through and finish that stitch, and we will start the skirt. Okay, so for Hermione, we're going to do the skirt in the dark gray now, and we're going to be going in the front loop. So this one right here. So usually we'd go this way. This would be going in the back loop, and this is going in the front loop. And I haven't actually tried this yet or know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of going and hoping it works out. So first we're going to do a slip stitch. Remember, in the front loop. I pulled that a little tight. Then we're going to do a chain 1, and then in that same stitch we're going to do a half double crochet. So yarn around your hook, in through the front loop, grab your yarn, pull up and through, grab your yarn again, and you're going to go through those 3 loops on your hook. And I'm going to show you one more time. Yarn over, in through the front loop, grab your yarn, pull through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, grab your yarn, pull through all 3 loops. So that's 2, and we're going to do 30 all the way around. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Don't forget, make sure you're in the front loops all the time, or you won't have this back loop to go in when you do your legs. Eleven. Whoops, I went through both. 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30 in this last stitch. Then you are going to join if you're not sure where to join, this is in front of your first half double crochet, and so that is actually your second stitch. You want to go behind it, so up in this V. Just usually people say on top. For me, I consider that behind. So just right there. If for some reason you don't quite get it, you can always add an increase or a decrease at the very end, and then you're just gonna slip stitch and then chain 1. Okay, now we're just gonna make a second round. I'm not numbering these. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be doing at least 3 rows. We might do 4 rows. Now stay with the half double crochet, and we're gonna do 30 half double crochets all the way around. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm not in a good position or something. My hands keep slipping off this table. I think we're on 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. And then you're going to slip stitch up here. There's your chain 1. There's a top or behind your first half double crochet. We'll slip stitch and chain 1. And then we're just going to do another row of 30 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. And then you're just going to slip stitch into that first half double crochet of the row. I got to measure this and see how far down I'm coming. My goal is to cover just right where her legs meet. So, take care of you, I guess. I'm just going to line them up. So this is actually there. I could, you know what, I think I might do one more row, not tie this off too tight, and then in the end, once her legs are done, if we have to take out one row, we take out one row. So, but I will put it up in here, whether we're doing 3 or 4 rows, when I do the editing part. Sorry, I know I'm not a very good videoer, but from the people that have shared their work with me on my Facebook page, their projects are turning out awesome. So to me, that says I'm at least partially their skill level, and partially my instruction is getting it across. Okay, so we'll just do one more row. So that was chain 1, and then we'll do 30 half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. And then we'll slip stitch in there. Maybe do one tie off, but don't pull it through. And then cut yourself enough yarn for sewing it in later. Oops. And that is just going to tuck down like this anyways while we do the rest of her. So that you can kind of hide down in there. Oh, I just realized how much I missed my half double crochet. That's my favorite stitch. I've been doing amigurumi so much. Coming on close to a year now. I forgot how much I like that stitch. And my number 5 hook. Okay, so let's see. So I can't remember where I am in the other videos. We're either going to stuff her right now, and I'm going to pop in that video, and then we'll do her bottom half to row 33, or we're going to do that, and I got to go check, so I will be back and we will do that. Okay, so yes, I'm going to pop in the video and you're going to stuff her up. Don't worry that you're not seeing any of this. It's not going to matter. And we'll put the eyes in, and then I will come back and we'll start doing the bottom half in the light gray. Before we get going too far down into his bottom half, let's stuff up his head so we can put his eyes in. And you're going to want to have his head fairly firm. Oops, almost can't get that in there. Okay, so that's pretty close. You don't want to stuff it so tight that, see, these stitches are starting to open up a bit on the bottom. So if they are doing that, make sure you're pushing up into his head and not down around his neckline there. Okay, let's go with that for now. And then you're going to want to find approximately where the center of his head is. So just kind of go in between the two arms as your guide. And I'm gonna go there. And then you're going to count down 11 rows, and we're going to put the eyes between rows 11 and 12. So your first circle here, that's row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So your eyes are going to go down here. So I'm just going to move that up 1 row. And now I'm going to count over 3 holes. So 1, 2, and 3. And in that third one is where we're going to stick our eye. And I am using 12mm eyes. Yours don't have to be 12, but keep them pretty close unless you're going for a different look. 1, 2, 3 in that third hole. Have a look. If yours is stuffed differently, it might look a little different. You might have to rearrange them a bit. And then you want to have about 4 or 5 stitches. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 on the top and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the bottom. So I'm just going to take a little bit of stuffing out of there now and put the backs on my eyes. If you don't have safety eyes, you can always embroider your eyes. Ow! I think I just about broke a nail there. Don't know why I said ow, but okay. Get the other one in, listen for the clicks. And then you're going to re-put your stuffing back in there. And just watch that when you're putting them in where the backs are, that you're not pushing the backs up like this, or your eyes are going to look funny and twist your stitches there. So make sure you're kind of going behind the post and then pushing forward, just so you don't get that angle on your posts of your eyes. Okay. I'll put a little bit of stuffing in his body. Not too much, because it'll make doing the leg part a little trickier. I just had that little extra so it can go in there for now. Okay. If you're going to be giving him a nose, just take a little arm's length of your skin color. And thread that onto your needle. And just a row or two. I think I'm going to go one row down. I'm going to go across about 2 stitches. So I'm going to go like this. So I'm in, there's 2 holes, and then I'm out. And I'm just going to go back and forth a couple of times. Leave a bit of a tail for tying. Just to give them kind of like, don't pull that tight either, because look what I just did. Just to give them kind of like a hint of a nose. I am not good with faces, so if you have a better way to do this, please do it your way. And if you feel like leaving a comment on how you did yours, feel free to do that too, because there may be other people wanting a different kind of nose or a nicer nose. So I think I did that 4 times, and then I'm just going to tie this on one of the sides, right close to the side, because you're going to be pulling that in and you don't want your knot to be up in here anywhere. So as close down there as you can get it. And then you're just going to pull that through the back somewhere. In that same hole, and then out the back. And be careful not to pull that too tight, because you don't want your nose to go down and in. So I'm going to hold my nose while I pull this part out. Hopefully I didn't make it look too funny. Just make sure you pull that knot in. I actually don't like that nose, but that is how it's going to be, I guess. And then just cut your ends off and let them bounce back in. So your Hermione should look something like this now, and we are going to start with our light gray on the bottom here. So we're just going to pick up in the back loop now. And I think we'll do a chain 1 just so we got a good stitch in there. And we were going to just do 30 single crochets all the way around. So that was, so our first one goes where we just did our little slip stitch chain 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and there's our last one, 30. For rows 31 and 32, we're just going to do 30 single crochets all the way around. So we're back to going in the round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 'Oops, I got stuffing there. 11, 12. What's happening here? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. And I see I left my stitch marker out of there, so let's just pop that back in there. And row 32, another set of 30 single crochets. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. I think I missed a stitch back here when I hit a don't know, but I should have 30. I will double check, but I'm pretty sure. Okay, yep, I have 30 stitches, and now for row 33, we are going to do 3 single crochets and a decrease for a total of 34. Oops. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, and our decrease for 4. That's my pumpkin. She's having movie night tonight. Hocus pocus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and our decrease for 8, 9, 10, 11, and a decrease for 12, 13, 14, 15, and decrease for 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 is a decrease. 21, 22, 23, and 24 is our decrease. Okay, so if you've watched my other 3, you know what I'm about to do. We're going to stick in an old video of this guy, and I'm probably repeating exactly what you're about to watch. And you'll just be doing in the gray up to rows 1 to 6 on the leg. You'll change your color. I'll still be in the brown, and you'll do the black. I say that all that in the next video too. So, and ignore when I say he or him or what, because I forgot that I was going to do all 3 kind of together at the same time. So I will come back when we have her legs all done, and we will tie up and put her arms in. Okay, so if you're a regular viewer or subscriber of mine, you're not going to be surprised about what is about to happen. If you're brand new to my channel, I'm just going to give you a quick explanation. So, to save myself time, I am going to pop in brown for this guy that I did, a previously used video of his legs, from how to center it, how to get started, and then rows 1 to 6. And then the last 4 rows, I'm going to pop in probably just a little scroll along the top to change color when you get to the last 4 rows, and do them in black. And so it will look like this. So you do 1 to 6 of the leg, change your color to black, and then follow, but I'll still be doing brown in the video right to the end. And I will see you back once we get done the feet. So to get started on the legs, we're just going to set ourselves up with the right amount of stitches and put our little markers in that we need. So you're going to find your center, fold it in half. And you want to find the center on each side. So I'm going to go about there. So this will be the back side. Where's my needle? This will be the back side, and then this stitch will be the front side. And we are going to count 12 stitches from this stitch, or I mean 6 stitches from this stitch over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this will be the end of your first leg. And you're going to go into the 7th stitch and just place your needle in there for now. And that'll be the first stitch of your second leg. So now we're going to count 12 for the second leg, starting with this first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Put the other end of your needle in there, or whatever you're using. And we're just going to tie a string on there so that when we're doing the first leg, we don't touch this second leg at all and go in the wrong stitches. And I'm just going to tie a little bow there. However you do it, make sure it's easy to undo, because you're going to start running into some space issues when you start getting it going on the legs. So now you should have 12 stitches on this side and 12 stitches on this side. And don't worry how it looks. We got this kind of loose over here. They will be even once we get going. Okay, for row 1 of the leg, we are going to put 12 single crochets all the way around. And you may be a touch off on your stitch count with me. That's okay, as long as you have 12 stitches going around. So for me, it's 1, 2, and we don't go into this stitch. That's where our stitch marker is. We turn around. We don't go into this stitch where our stitch marker is. We'll go into this one. So for me, it's 3, and you can pull that tight if you need to. 4. Well, that one definitely needs to be pulled tighter. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And that should bring you right back around to put your next stitch in your next row where your stitch marker is. Okay, so rounds 5 to 6, we're just going to do 12 single crochets all the way around. So round 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Move your stitch marker. So round 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Flip your stitch marker. Round 4, we'll do another 12 all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Round 5, another 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And our last row, row 6. 1, 2, whoops, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So that was row 1 to 6. Now for row 7, we are going to do 1 single crochet and 1 increase for a total of 18. So 1, 2, and 3 for our increase. 4, increase 5 and 6. 7, increase 8 and 9. 10, increase 11 and 12. 13, increase 14 and 15. 16, and our last increase 17 and 18. For row 8, we're just going to do 18 single crochets all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Now we're going to add our stuffing. You're going to want this to be a bit on the firm side because he's going to be standing on his legs, and you may have to go up in here a little bit, just so you don't have like a kink or a crinkle there in the leg. And when you get to the end of your leg, you want the stuffing to be straight across, kind of flat, even, Ooh, I'm getting that up in the tummy instead of the leg. Kind of even so it's straight across here. I think I'm gonna have to up that a little bit. Because you want this to be flat when you close it and not round. And he will kind of stand up on his own if you manipulate him a little bit. You can always add a little bit extra once you're done the last round before you close up if you need to. We'll see how this goes. I have enough already, but that might be in my way. Okay, for the next round, we're going to be going in the back loops. So, instead of going through here like we've been doing our normal stitches, we are going to go down through this V in the middle, and we're going to be coming up, whoops, through that stitch right there. Okay, so for round 9, in the back loop, we're going to do 1 single crochet and 1 decrease for a total of 5 stitches. So 1, and 2 is a decrease. Up. 3, and 4 is a decrease. Try not to get the stuffing as you're going in. 5, and 6 is a decrease. 7, 8 is a decrease. 9, 10 is a decrease. 11, and 12 is a decrease. Now I'm going to just add a little bit more stuffing before I do my last row here. Make sure it's staying flat and you're not adding too much, but this is fairly firm. Okay, for row 10, you're just going to do 6 decreases. And we're going to go how we would normally go under both loops of the V. So 1 decrease, 2 decreases, 3 decreases. Oops, I lost my string there somehow. So you keep going, I'm going to catch up. 4 decreases. 5 decreases. And 6 decreases. And then you're just going to put a slip stitch in the next stitch. And pull yourself a little bit of a tail to tie around. And then we're going to stitch this up. So thread your yarn onto your needle. I'm going to go through the front loops. And you're going to cinch that up and pull it nice and tight. Find a spot where you can tie it and hide your knot down inside. And I'm only going to do one because I'm going to be tying both legs together back here in the body. So I don't have to worry too much about the confidence of that knot, because I'll have a better knot up here. And you're just going to pull it through somewhere near the center in the back of your little character. And so you'll pull that nice and tight. And then we'll start on the other leg. Okay, you're just going to make a little loop on your string, but leave yourself a tail of about, I don't know, 12 or so inches long, because you're going to use this tail to sew up this hole that's left here at the end. So you want to make it just about the size of your hook to fit in there. And on the back side, you are going to come in the next stitch from where you marked your leg stitch for the second leg. And you're going to grab your yarn. You're going to pull that loop through. And you're just going to do a slip stitch. And then you're going to start your 12 single crochets with your first one in that same stitch you just slip stitched in. So for round 1, 12 single crochets all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now your stitches might be different than me. My 11th stitch is going to be going where I marked that stitch for the second leg. So for me that's 11. Then you're going to turn it around. And you're going to go in your 12th stitch is where your other side of your marker is. And pull that tight. You don't want it any looser than it needs to be. It's a little tricky, but just take your time, get it right. Okay, so that's 12. I'm going to take out my marker. You don't need it there anymore, and I'm just going to use it as my new stitch marker for the second leg. And make sure you keep this string out so it's easy to get to when you're finishing off. Alright, so stitch marker. And now we are going to do rows 5 to 6, 12 single crochets, and then continue on for the foot. But I'm going to do that off camera, and I will just put a little screenshot after this into the next frame, and you can finish that on your own, and then we'll come back and close up and tie off these arms. Okay, so we should all have a little character that looks like this right now. I did decide that the skirt was long enough, so we're just going to tie everything up now. So we'll flip up her skirt. I'm not going to weave this in with you. You guys can weave that in on your own, unless you feel like adding an extra row, and then do that. So for the feet, you're going to take your black strings and you are going to pull them down quite tight so that your feet are flat. And then take your other string and pull it down. And then you're going to give them a tie. Keeping that fairly tight because it is going to come in a bit when you pull your yarn through. Be gentle though, because you want it tight, but you don't want to be breaking your yarn. And then you're just gonna pull that through somewhere. I'm gonna come up through the back. Oops, I didn't go in the right hole. I'll fix that later. You'll want to be going in the same hole. I don't know how I did that. And then you're going to take your tail from your second leg, and we're going to use that to sew up this little hole right here. And you're just going to go in these 2 stitches where the opening is. You're just going to go back and forth. Try not to get any of your stuffing. Then you're going to pull that and just go back and forth a couple of times just so that that's nice and tight. And end on the back so you can tie a knot in there somewhere pretty close without pulling your stitches. Whoop. And then you'll just hide that up also. Try and go in the same stitch beside where your knots are. Whoops. Give it a bit of a tug to hide your knot. And then we'll do the arms. And you're just going to put them down in where your last stitch was, where you went through the head and the arm. And what that'll do is pull your arms kind of together so they're not floppy around in the front. So you want to bring your needle up somewhere close to the neckline and do the same thing on the other side. Sorry, I'm trying to look at my camera and what I'm doing at the same time, and then I'm getting confused. Okay. And because this one's in the white, I'm going to go on the bottom side, just so you don't see that as much. And come out the exact same stitch you just did the other arm in. And then you'll just pull each stitch nice and or each string nice and tight, so you're pulling your knot in and your little loose stitching there And then this kind of will be more, they'll kind of come a little forward more and won't be quite as floppy. So give that a good tie, but not so tight that your arms actually come forward all the way. If it's your first time doing it this way, maybe kind of watch from the front after you have your first tie on. But I feel like you guys will get it. Especially if you've gotten this far with me, which I do thank you and appreciate. Also, don't forget, if once you get one of my guys made and you're happy with it, feel free to go down in the description and look for the link to my Facebook craft page. And you can go in there and find the post pinned at the top. Oh, I didn't bring my scissors upstairs. Pinned at the top, and you can leave me a photo of what you've made. I love to see everybody's work. And some people have like added or done something a little different, and it's really interesting to see where you've taken my idea into your idea. Okay, so I guess I'm ready to figure out what to do with the hair. So I will see you back and we will do the hair part. Okay, to begin, we are going to be making our knot with the loop on the end. And we're going to grab our yarn and make our chain 1 so we can attach that yarn. And then we are going to do 6 single crochets into the loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Grab your stitch marker if you are using one. For round 2, you are just going to put 6 increases all the way around for a total of 12. So increase 1 and 2, increase 3 and 4, increase 5 and 6, increase 7 and 8, increase 9 and 10, and our last increase 11 and 12. For round 3, we are going to do 1 single crochet and 1 increase, and repeat that all the way around for a total of 18. So 1, increase 2 and 3, 4, increase 5 and 6, 7, increase 8 and 9, 10, increase 11 and 12, 13, increase, 14 and 15, 16, and an increase, 17 and 18. For round 4, we're going to do 2 single crochets and 1 increase all the way around for a total of 24. 1, 2, and an increase, 3 and 4, 5, 6, and an increase, 7 and 8, 9, 10, increase, 11 and 12, 13, 14, increase, 15 and 16, 17, 18, increase, 19 and 20, 21, 22, and an increase, 23 and 24. For round 5, we are going to do 3 single crochets and 1 increase all the way around for a total of 24. So 1, 2, 3, increase, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, increase, 9 and 10, 11, 12, 13, increase, 14 and 15, 16, 17, 18, increase, 19 and 20, 21, 22, 23, increase, 24 and 25, 26, 27, 27, 28, and our last increase, 29 and 30. For row 6, we are going to do 4 single crochets and 1 increase all the way around for a total of 36. So 1, 2, 3, 4, increase, 5 and 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, increase, 11 and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, increase, 17 and 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, increase, 23 and 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, increase, 29 and 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, and our last one, 35 and 36 for the increase. For row 7, we are going to do 5 single crochets and 1 increase all the way around for a total of 42. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increase, 6 and 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, increase, 13 and 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and our increase, 20 and 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and our increase, 27 and 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and our increase, excuse me, 34 and 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, and our increase, 41 and 42. Now you can just put a slip stitch in the next stitch, and we are done with the hair cap part. Leave yourself a fairly long tail because you are going to sew around this to attach it to her head. And I also use the extra for her eyebrows. So I think usually an arm's length doubled is about what I use. Okay, to do the strands of hair, I just grabbed just a book. My book is, I think, 6 inches wide this way, and then the spine is about 1 inch. You want to have your hairs to be around 14 inches, so make sure your book will give you at least 7 inches on one side and 7 on the other. So then I'm just going to wrap it around. I did 50 times. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 'Oops. And then end at the bottom. So you have your, well, assuming you started at the bottom. And then you're just going to cut these along one side. And You should have a little stack like this. For the bangs, what I did was I took 10 pieces and then I cut them in half. You might want to start with 5 just because I'm not truly happy with the bangs. Plus, I think I trimmed them too short, so they might be a little thick. This is kind of a trial and error with me with this hair. So once you have all your pieces cut, what I did was I put 10, I made this the back, and then I put 10 of the short pieces and then another row of 10 short pieces. Keeping in mind you need these stitches for sewing it on the head. And then I went all the way down 2 rows. And then I slowly, I think I went about every 2 stitches or every 2 holes. So I put one here, skip 2 holes, and then put another, skip 2 holes, put another. Little thicker on the top and a little thicker on the bottom, and I just kept going around and around and around until I thought it was full enough. So let's see if I can kind of show you here. So there's the 10 first set of bangs. This was all before I trimmed them. And then there's the next set of 10 short pieces. And then here's how I went down. Well, I guess I only went down, maybe adding more to this yet. So one side here, one side here. You might want to go all the way down depending on the fullness, the look of the fullness. And then see, I just went around here, here. Can you see that? So just kind of fill it in however you like and what you think starts to look good for you. And then oh, what was I going to say? If you want to, so let's put one in here. You know, wouldn't want to make it look easy or nothing. So you just pull it like the old days with the little latch hook rugs. You just pull it back in like that. And if you want to make it spirally or twisty like this, then what you're going to do is you're going to untwist and separate these strands of yarn individually. So just like this. Okay, so get your hair put on, go sit down, relax, grab a coffee or a drink or something, and then we'll come back and I will show you how to do the eyebrows and the face and the mouth. And if you think you can want to watch while you're doing this and you don't need to, you can just keep on watching and then we're done while you put your hair on. Okay, I will see you back when we have this all full of hair. Okay, so you should have a little piece that looks something like this. Keep track of where your front is with your bangs. And then we will pin it onto the head. Now I'm just going to position it where I hope it's going to look okay. We're going to be taking off some of this bang later on, but we'll do that after it's pinned down. Most importantly, make sure that your bang line where you end it on each side is kind of centered where the eyes are. I'm just going to pin that right now. Hopefully, I'm picking the right place. And then pin a couple in the back. And then put a few on the sides. And that should hold it down while you sew it on. You can double check if you like how it is. I actually think I might not separate my strands, especially since I'm going to have a set with the brushed hair like that and then a set with the no brushed hair. Okay, so when you go to sew it on, where's my end? Find your end. You're just going to go, well, I'm going to start down, I think. Just going to go down and up through every stitch or every second stitch, however it feels like it's going to work for you. And just keep going around like that. So you're going to go down through the head and then up. Because this one's a circle, this one is going to be a lot easier than when we did the boys. There's no corners to worry about. I don't even know if you can see this, so I have to read this. Let's try it like this. Oh, I sure sewed this head tight. notice, I can't remember if it's morning or evening, but different times of the day, I crochet a different tension. So that's a tip for you guys if you're ever doing something. Like, I guess when you do the arms, make sure you're doing both at the same time. Last year I was making those, some slippers or something. And I made the sole of one in the evening and decided to go to bed. And then I got up and I made the sole for the second one, and they were two totally different sizes. So if you ever find that where you're going to make two things exactly the same, make sure you have time to do them both in the same kind of time frame. Okay. So I'm just going to give this a tie. Maybe I'll go down one more time just to secure that uneven part. So I'm just going to give it a little tie here just to secure it in the back before I take it over and make the eyebrows. So we want to go about one row up just inside the edge of the eye. Oh. So about right here, and we'll match that on this side. And then we want to go about 2 stitches over. So here's the edge of our eye. We have one hole, and then in the second hole. That might be a little wide, but so where are we here? At the top of the eye, one, up here. That's not going to match up. I've done something strange here. Maybe, oh, right there. One hole and then in the next hole. So we'll bring that out from the back to one of our eyebrows. I think I'm going to go to the outside. So right where that pin was, we'll come up through there. Make sure you don't catch any of your hairs in the back. And then we're going to go in where this pin is. And we're going to go over and out where the next pin is. I feel like this one's going to be a different size. So then you're going to go in where that one was. And then come back out along your hairline. If I can get there. So that you can tie it and hide it with that color. I don't know, I like this one, but not this one. Which makes absolutely no sense because I think they're the same. Okay. Then you're just going to tie that in here somewhere. And thread it out. I think maybe I'll just thread it up. It can be another new piece of hair somewhere. No, I'm going to cut it. Okay, our hair is a mess. So I think we'll give her a little trim right now. I didn't do anything with the back. I just thought it could be left scraggly. So let's kind of push these down a bit. And I'm just gonna cut straight across like little kindergartner bangs. Try and kind of like go along the line of a row maybe. And I'm gonna go just at the line that her eyebrows are at. Okay, here we go. I might need a little fix after. I think I cut them too short. Maybe not. Okay, well, I don't think I'm gonna cut them any shorter anyway. I'm just kind of make them a mess a bit. You can always add more in once you're done if you think you need to. Somehow I missed those 2. 3. Maybe I am going to have to separate them. I don't know. I'm not good at hair. This is the first, I think, oh no, it's the second time I've done hair. I did hair on the Sally doll. But I didn't do a hair cap, so maybe that was the difference. This might poof it up a bit more. Okay, so let's give her a little mouth. So just grab some, I used rose pink on these guys. I'm gonna go with darker colors now, just because I'm not sure how great it shows up. We're just gonna kind of go, so 1, 2 rows down and about the width of the nose. So up, just under the eye, kind of where the nose was ending. Maybe I'll go in one more. Let's try that. And then, so 1, 2, and down. Still even with the nose. And then you'll go out where you brought your thread in. Black might not be the right color, but I'm bad for doing something, looking at it for a few days and then changing it. That's why it's really hard for me to make these videos. Like I made the bodies about 3 weeks ago, and I just keep changing them and changing them. It should get that so you don't see that black. Oh, that was some fuzzy black. You can't see it. Okay. And then we'll just do a little bit of sculpting on the face. So you're going to find your center by using your stitches from when you attach the arms. So there'll be 3 on each side of these gray stitches. So I'm going to go up the second one, and then I'm going to come up right through in front of her eye, in the first hole, kind of just in front of her eye there. Then I'm going to go down in the next stitch beside that, and I'm going to go over and find this opposite side of stitch on this side. Oh, I made her nose way too big because it should be here and here. I'm going to go in the same stitch as her nose, and I don't want to do that. But I'm gonna. And then you're going to come down in the second gray stitch here from the arm, just like you did when you started. And then pull down on these. Oh, shouldn't be doing it like that, but I didn't leave enough on this side, so. All right, so we'll just give them a tug. I'm gonna have to come in and redo her nose, but that's okay. And then you're gonna thread your yarn. So this one's going over and under, all the way to the back. Just weaving it in and out till you get to the center back. So I'm going to pick about there. I don't know why that stuffing's there. And then you're going to do that with the other side. Make sure that this side's going this way, opposite of the other side. And just weave in and out in the white, just above where the gray was started. And there, we got even, worked out even this time. Then you're going to start to tie a knot, and keep in mind which direction your strings are going. So the one that was going around this way needs to come out that way. The one that was coming around this way needs to go out that way. So when you turn it over and you give that a squeeze, it's going to bring in that head, neck shape. Just make sure you don't pull it so tight that you break your yarn, or you're going to have to undo it all and start over. And then now you can tie that. We're getting to just about the end here, I think. So I'm just going to remind you all, if you like my videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button and you will be notified whenever I post a video. I click the notify subscribers little tab on the YouTube download thing. I appreciate when I get a like, or if you want to give me a comment. I love hearing about what you make and how you found my videos. Oh, and don't forget, I do have a Facebook page, craft page, that you can also leave me a photo of what you've made to share it with me. And all those links will be down in the description, as well as, I think I've said this before, but any of the things in the background and any of these guys are all available on my YouTube channel page. And there we have our Hermione. Don't forget, part 2 will be down in the description. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day and happy crocheting.